Ladies and gentlemen, Off the Script will not be taking place this weekend. Off the Script is now classified as obsolete. JD from New York is now broken. He has become a soldier in the Great War. He must prove his worth, and his broken brilliance must be unleashed. Then and only then, the 7 deities will bless us with a #1 fucking podcast on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, Audio Boom, and Google Play Music. Not only that, but the #1 fucking podcast in your subscription boxes. Right here on YouTube.com. We present to you a broken edition of Off the Script.
Fill your glasses up and put your headphones in, because it's time for Off the Script. And all you fucking goons and assholes, get in line and hit subscribe, because it's time for Off the Script. Hit the like button and share it around. You can even pull your fucking pants down, because it's time for Off the Script with JD from New York 206, because it's time for Off the Script, because it's time for Off the Script.
I feel like if I don't do the actual introduction for all the goons in the comments section, I'm sure I'll be getting, "Oh, JD, where's the introduction, man?" I know I'll be getting that. So I will give you guys what you want. I am JD from New York. And this is not only the #1 fucking podcast on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, Audio Boom, and Google Play Music, but this is the #1 fucking podcast in your subscription boxes. Right here on YouTube.com. This is Off the Script. Thank you guys so much for joining me to start your weekends off always the right way, when Off the Script is downloaded to your device and uploaded in your subscription boxes, man. Thank you guys so much for everything. Thank you to all the new faces that came over from the Clash of Champions review. That review hit 76,000 views, over 1,300 likes, probably more than that. So thank you guys for all your support this weekend. Thanks to the new faces. Thanks to the old faces. You are the reason why this podcast is the fucking best thing in your subscription boxes, man. I owe you guys everything. So thank you for everything that you guys do. We got news, man. We're going to talk about a lot of shit this weekend. There's not really a lot of wrestling news that's really of great importance this weekend. Obviously, everybody's talking about the TNA WWE impending deal. I have the absolute latest from Dave Meltzer. Take it with a grain of salt. I know, Dave Meltzer's hit or miss, mostly miss. But I do have the latest information from his newsletter, so make sure you guys stay tuned, strap yourselves in, grab a cold beverage, grab a hot beverage, whatever the fuck you are drinking this weekend, man, Off the Script is going to do what we do best, and that's give you the best in WWE news and rumors. Before we get into that, guys, let me go over my stuff as of the beginning of every one of my shows. I have to get my sponsors out there. I have to get my shit out there so that you guys are aware of what is going on, all right? We are coming dangerously close to the first official WWE Slam Crate, okay? This is presented by Loot Crate. This is an official WWE licensed product, so you know it is going to be of great quality. And I am going to be getting one, okay? We're going to be doing unboxings right here on Off the Script. We're going to be doing unboxings for Wrestle Crate, and we're going to be doing unboxings for Slam Crate by Loot Crate. We're going to do a Monday Night Raw versus Smackdown type deal with both of them. Hopefully, I can have both of them around the same time so we can do 2 unboxings on one show. But if that doesn't end up being the case, but you guys are going to get 2 unboxings regardless. But WWE Slam Crate by Loot Crate, man, I'm here to save you guys money. 10% off. You guys got up until, I believe, the end of the month for September. I got to find that out officially, but there's not too much time left. I want you guys to act on this. Go down in the description. Go to that link. That is my link, okay? And then when you check out, you buy whichever subscription you want. You're going to type in the coupon code JD from NY, okay? You're going to save 10% off Loot Crate. You're going to save 10% off Slam Crate. So make sure you guys do that. We are coming dangerously close to the first reveal of Slam Crate, and I want you guys to, if you're interested, that is, to save some money, okay? Same thing with Wrestle Crate, man. You can't forget about my friends over at Wrestle Crate. I want to save you money over there, man. 10% off using the coupon code JDSentMe. They're absolutely fucking awesome, man. They got some great shit in there. The best fucking quality out of any subscription service that I've ever seen, man. You got Pro Wrestling Tees, Barbershop Window, 1 Hour Tees in there. You got Mattel Elite WWE figures. You got fucking Ring of Honor figures, TNA figures, Topps trading cards for WWE, signed memorabilia by some of the biggest names in the independent circuit. You got Funko Pop, you got comic books, you got it all, man. That's WrestleCrate.com and on Twitter at WrestleCrate. Use the coupon code JDSentMe for an instant 10% off. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. We just eclipsed 13,000. I was going to say 30. I wish. 13,000 subscribers or followers on Twitter. And as for subscribers, we just eclipsed 65,000 on YouTube, man. So make sure you guys, if you're not, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's JD from NY206. We got you covered everywhere, man. You want Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and now Lucha Underground reviews right here on the channel. So make sure you guys are checking all that shit out. I actually posted another WWE 2K16 video, man. I'm getting pumped for 2K17. I got all my friends in the 2K community uploading 2K17 early gameplay because they got invited to San Francisco to play test the game. It's pretty much the final version, and they're uploading literally everything, getting you guys ready for the game on October 11th. So make sure you guys check that out. I did upload another video, man. We got Chris Danger versus JD's Mr. 9 to 5 in a best of 7 series. I am showing you guys how you do a best of 7 series with my commentary over the top. This thing is fucking epic, man. We are in match 2. Mr. 9 to 5 is up 2 matches to 0, and I'm going to post both matches down below. I would love it if you guys show those videos some love and support, man. I don't think the second match made the sub boxes because it performed terribly, pretty much, because compared to match number 1, which almost got 10,000 views, the second match really didn't break 4,000, man. So I don't know what's going on with YouTube. YouTube's been fucked up lately. So if you guys want to show that video some support, I would greatly appreciate it, man. And get the word out there that JD is pretty much winding down his WWE 2K16 content with some great epic shit in a best of 7 series. Mr. 9 to 5 versus Chris Danger. Matches 3 and 4, hopefully, will be uploaded this weekend. So stay tuned for that. I also have my friends over at Wrestle Rumble, man. Make sure you guys keep an eye on Wrestle Rumble. I believe they are doing another pick'em for No Mercy. I will let you guys know about that as well. Pro Wrestling Tees, Barbershop Window, 1 Hour Tees, man. We are an official partner with them. We are actually an official partner with Barbershop Window. That is the only place on the internet where you could get off-the-script merchandise. So make sure you guys get yours today. The best quality t-shirts anywhere. Barbershop Window. TNAandluchaunderground.com. Go there, go to the search bar, type in Off the Script. You're going to see my online shop there. Get yourself whatever you want, man. You got 4 versions of Get Off My TV. You got the original Off the Script gray logo, and you got the Goon City t-shirt, $19.99. They ship everywhere worldwide. No matter where you are, you can own JD Off the Script merchandise, man. That's barbershopwindow.com. And if you guys love what you hear, love what you see, and you want to support Off the Script and the YouTube channel and the podcast on iTunes and Podbean, patreon.com/JD from NY206. I want you guys to read the mission statement on there, find out why I'm doing this, why I am on here, why I got the podcast, why I am going so hard at this. And it's really inspirational and motivational, man. So I want you guys to listen to that and read that. And thank you to everybody that has come out and pledged this week. You guys mean the world to me, man, that you are supporting the podcast in that way. That is patreon.com. And like I said, if you don't want to support that way, the t-shirts are the second best way to do that, man, barbershopwindow.com. So thank you for everything that you guys do. Coming out of Clash of Champions weekend, hugely successful weekend. And we're going to get into the news and rumors now for Off the Script, man. This is the biggest story, and quite honestly, I'm tired of hearing it, man. I really am tired of hearing it. TNA sales talk, okay? Dixie Carter apparently is mishandling this entire deal. WWE is no longer a potential buyer for TNA Impact Wrestling. What the fuck happened? Dating back from Monday, and now it is Friday. WWE pulled the plug on this impending deal for TNA Impact. The latest TNA sales rumors suggest that the wrestling promotion isn't only in need of money for its next pay-per-view, Bound for Glory, which is supposed to be taking place on Sunday, and the television tapings, which will be airing next week, or taping next week after Bound for Glory, but they are also in need of someone who could properly hammer out the deal. The stakes are high for TNA, as the beleaguered company is desperately trying to stay afloat while looking for funds for its Bound for Glory pay-per-view and the coming week's Impact Wrestling TV tapings. Bound for Glory is their most important pay-per-view of the calendar year. It is their WrestleMania. And in another example of how low the company is on funds, a report from WrestleZone.com suggested Wednesday that TNA has had problems paying its wrestlers on time. All told, TNA's finances have been in a state of doom and gloom for quite some time, and it's not even sure whether a sale could help alleviate these financial situations. With majority owner Dixie Carter needing about $600,000 for this week's shows and a new deal required by Friday. What's going to happen on Friday, man? I don't know. By the time this podcast airs on Friday on YouTube and then Sunday for Bound for Glory Sunday, I have no fucking idea what TNA's fate is going to be. This could lead both Bound for Glory and next week's TNA tapings canceled. They could ultimately get canceled, and that's something the company can ill afford at this point in the game. And according to Dave Meltzer, the one and only Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer, take it with a grain of salt, there is only one person to blame for the situation in TNA, and that is Dixie Carter herself. Quotes from Meltzer, published by the Wrestling Inc. newsletter on Thursday, suggests that Carter, who still owns 70% of TNA's stock, made a mess, quote-unquote, of the ongoing TNA sales discussions, and she's responsible for any negative ramifications relating to the deal. The veteran wrestling journalist sources also claim that there hasn't been much clarity as to who's going to buy the company. As of last week, Aerolux was said to be the company's top suitor, but as of Saturday, TNA President Billy Corgan looked to be the frontrunner. All of this, says Meltzer, points to an owner who has no idea of what is going on behind the scenes. So he's saying Billy Corgan doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Dixie Carter is handling literally everything right now as far as this deal goes. He says, and I quote, "Carter is something else. I've never met someone so clueless. She's so out of touch on all levels. Both sides want her out completely. There is no doubt there. It's the only thing that they can actually agree on." Earlier reports had also suggested that WWE was one of TNA's potential buyers, which was mainly because TNA executive John Gaburick had been connected to WWE until 2013. But that might not be the case anymore, said Meltzer. He added in his new report that TNA is dealing with crippling debt problems, with Arrowlux and Corrigan standing out as the top creditors. If WWE were to buy TNA, it wouldn't assume the latter promotion's millions of dollars of debt. Meltzer believes that this could potentially kill TNA in the process, leaving only its tape library and some of its performers, in which WWE would likely sign. Only some. Everybody else would be out of a job. Still, that doesn't lower the stakes for TNA in the run-up to Bound for Glory. Carter will have to find a buyer and make the deal by Friday at the latest in order for the event and next week's TV tapings to push forward. Meltzer says that won't exactly mean the end of TNA, but since the company will be violating its pay-per-view and TV contracts if a deal isn't made, television partners might leverage that to have Impact Wrestling canceled. Holy shit. In recent months, TNA has been on a creative renaissance of sorts with the feud between Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero. Jeff Hardy providing lots of entertainment, moments for fans, and former WWE crowd favorite Aaron Rex, a.k.a. Damien Sandow, debuting on Impact with a powerful worked shoot promo. Last week, Cody Rhodes was confirmed for Bound for Glory, adding even more ex-WWE star power to the roster. Things have indeed been looking up for the storytelling side, but unless Dixie Carter finalizes the TNA sale once and for all, and does so quickly and decisively, all these improvements in creative may all be wasted. This is unbelievable, man. This is unbelievable that it's probably going to go up until the fucking 13th hour here, and TNA probably still won't have a deal in place. You know, being that the WWE is not in the running, according to Dave Meltzer, I honestly don't know what's going on. Quite frankly, with all you guys listening, I honestly don't care. I really don't care. I don't want to see TNA go out of business. I think they have made great strides to making their product better and existing in their own bubble and doing their own thing. They finally put behind them the WWE stigma. Oh, we have to be WWE light. We have to compete with WWE. For the last couple of months, they've been doing their own thing, man. They've been beating to the march of their own drums. And you got to respect them from pretty much trying to pull themselves out of this hole creatively. And what we see on TV, they've been decent and they've been consistent. That's what I wish Monday Night Raw was, man. I wish Monday Night Raw was anywhere close to decent. I wish Monday Night Raw was anywhere close to being consistent. They are not. TNA is actually outperforming WWE in many aspects as far as television goes. But the one thing that is holding TNA back here, according to Meltzer, is Dixie Carter. And I don't know what is going on here. It sounds to me like she doesn't have TNA's best interests right now. If she did, a deal would have been made. And the fact that Dixie Carter is this clueless is quite shocking to me, man. She's been doing this for how long? And she still doesn't know how to handle a deal professionally. She doesn't know how to handle the company professionally. People are mocking her. People are putting her down. People are calling her something else. She's clueless. She doesn't know what she's doing. That's really a shocker for someone who's been in this business for as long as she has, running this company for as long as she has. She still doesn't know what to do. And Billy Corgan, we were talking about this with Joe Cronin's show on Out of Nowhere on Wednesday, live on YouTube.com. Billy Corgan's net worth is $50 million. You know, he could potentially buy TNA. I don't know how much they're selling for. I don't know how much TNA is going to be sold for. I honestly don't know. Dave Meltzer was throwing out $2 million, $3 million. TNA is probably worth less than that if you ask me, man. WCW was bought out for $2 million when they were completely at the bottom of the barrel. I can't see TNA selling for more than WCW back in the day. I just don't see that. I don't see that at all. It might be less. So why isn't a deal being made? Why hasn't a deal been made to at least alleviate the stress and the concern of all your performers, man? God knows what these fucking people are going through. Can you imagine all the wrestlers and the women and the superstars and the fucking agents and the producers and the cameramen and everybody involved on TNA and on their payroll? Can you imagine the stress that they're going through, that they don't know if they're going to have a job to come back to? That's a scary fucking feeling, man. That is a scary feeling. And with Dave Meltzer saying that Dixie Carter is clueless, their fate lies in her hands. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want to be feeling that down in Orlando. It's got to be a fucking terrible feeling. You know? This is supposed to be a time of excitement for TNA. Bound for Glory. You got the hottest fucking thing in wrestling right now, Matt Hardy. He's pretty much spearheading this TNA product. He's got the entire product on his back. People are still talking about TNA. People are interested in TNA. Mainly because of what Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, his gimmick, this storyline has done. Imagine if they didn't have Matt Hardy. Imagine if Matt Hardy wasn't around in TNA to do this and revitalize his career and bring more eyes to the product. Who the fuck knows where they'd be? But this is supposed to be a time of excitement. And it's nothing but a time of misery and stressful environments. And it's just a depressing situation. You know? This is a moment where TNA should be celebrating their success this year with their biggest pay-per-view, and they can't do that because Dixie Carter is mishandling the deal. A deal hasn't been done. TNA is not, as a company, in the hands of the right people. Everybody else associated with TNA wants this company in the hands of the right people who are going to do right by the product, and Dixie Carter is seemingly running this shit into the ground. It's terrible. It's an absolutely terrible situation. In fact, there was just a small part of me that hoped WWE would buy TNA. And I'm not saying that because I have any ill will towards TNA, but I feel like the wrestling world needs something big to happen. I feel like everything is just stale. I feel like everything is just boring. There's no excitement right now this time of year. There was a small part of me that wanted WWE to buy TNA just to see what would happen. They get the tape library. They probably close the business down. They take the contracts of a few people that they find interesting and that could pretty much give them value to the WWE product. That would probably be, probably be Drew Galloway, Bobby Lashley, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, EC3, Mike Bennett, guys like that. But then you think back to it and it's like if WWE really buys TNA, it's bad for the business because WWE is ultimately killing any other promotion out there and they're monopolizing the entire market. You don't want that. WWE wants to be the only dog in the fucking pound, and I don't think that's good. Nobody thinks that's good for the business. It's terrible. We want alternatives. It's only TNA and Lucha Underground and Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor isn't doing too hot. A lot of people right now, various people that I listen to, various people that watch Ring of Honor, they're not doing too well right now. They're not really doing anything of excitement right now. Lucha Underground is great. I'm just starting to get into Lucha Underground, and Lucha Underground has their rabid fan base. But if you take away TNA, that's not good for the business at all. That's not good at all, man. That's going to leave a lot of people jobless. It's going to leave a lot of fans void of yet another alternative. Not everybody wants to watch WWE. Not everybody is interested in WWE. WWE's not for everybody. WWE's lucky I'm fucking watching because they're fucking terrible right now. But with whatever else is going on, I don't know, man. There was a part of me that wanted WWE to buy TNA, put them out of their misery, grab what you need to grab from there, and just fucking close the entire operation down. It's like Dixie Carter is begging this company to fucking die. Her behavior and her unprofessionalism is pretty much saying, kill this fucking company. Because if she cared about the company, a deal would have been made days ago. We're now on Friday, and a deal still hasn't been made as of this recording. A deal still hasn't been made. At this point, I don't even think Billy Corgan can save this company. Obviously, with Billy Corgan there, they've become better. The direction has been better than it's been. People respect Corgan. People want fresh faces, fresh blood to revitalize his product. I don't think Billy Corgan is ultimately going to be the answer. I don't think Billy Corgan is the answer, period. He might be a Band-Aid, but I don't think Billy Corgan is the answer. This is a dead brand. There is so much negativity surrounding TNA from years and years and years of bullshit, stemming from the Hogan Bischoff days, them just letting AJ Styles and Samoa Joe and all their top talent go, people finding new leases on life somewhere else in the wrestling industry. TNA is a dead product. The name itself is dead. It holds no value. You know? To a television company, to a potential suitor or buyer, it's a dead fucking company. A complete rebranding is probably what TNA needs. They need something better than Pop TV. They need to get rid of those fucking initials. It is a dead brand. Dead. And no matter how good Matt Hardy is, he himself, no matter how great he's been, is not going to save TNA. And it seems like Dixie Carter ultimately wants to fucking kill TNA once and for all. Otherwise, the deal would have been done. If I had the money, I'd buy TNA. And I'd make myself creative writer. I'd be in Orlando Saturday. I'd be at fucking Bound for Glory. I'd be on the fucking microphone in that ring. And I'd be doing... This is bound for glory! That's what I'd be doing in the ring. That's what I'd be doing in the ring, man. You know how many fucking people will watch? I get more people watching my fucking YouTube channel per month than fucking TNA weekly fucking television, man. Come on. Come on, man. I would bring eyes to the fucking... I'm stroking my own fucking cock and ego here, but I would... If I had the money, if I had expendable income, I'd buy TNA for $600,000. I really would. I'd buy TNA in a heartbeat. They got talent over there, man. They really have talent, and they've been doing things. They got the fucking potential to do things right and bring eyes to the product. But whatever they're doing, man, it seems like they're just fucking, they're putting Band-Aids, like Cesaro. They're putting Band-Aids all over the fucking place to fucking stop the bleeding. You know? No matter how many Aaron Rexes or Cody Rhodes or whoever else you're going to go out and sign, man, these, I said this on Out of Nowhere with Joe. These are not game changers. They're not. I mean, look at Aaron Rex. Look at Aaron Rex. He's not, you know, he came in, had a great fucking promo. Opening night, he was there, debut. Shoot promo on WWE. He's not a game changer. What is he doing now? He's fighting Drew Galloway for the fucking Grand Championship. Who the fuck cares? That's not a fucking game changer. Cody Rhodes? Cody Rhodes is working TNA and everywhere else. Ring of Honor, Evolve. The fucking guy can do whatever he wants. He is not a game changer. Cody Rhodes is fucking great. He's underutilized, a massively underutilized talent in WWE, but he's not a fucking game changer. WWE let these guys go for a reason. They know they are not game changers. But they fucked up anyway, because Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow easily could have been used on SmackDown. Maybe they wouldn't be in the position that they're in with a lack of talent. You know? Thankfully, SmackDown is giving us great television compared to Monday Night Raw. But these are not game changers, guys. You know? A CM Punk, if they go out and offer CM Punk fucking $4 million to come in for 1 year and rebuild TNA and put TNA on his back, that's a fucking game changer. Then TNA instantly becomes competition for WWE. That's a game changer. Daniel Bryan wants to wrestle. You sign Daniel Bryan, bring him into the Impact Zone, and that's a game changer. Guys like a John Cena, that's a game changer. Lashley, EC3, Drew Galloway, Aaron Rex. You know, is he a wrestler or is he starring in fucking Jurassic World 2? What kind of fucking name is Aaron Rex? Talented motherfucker, but Aaron Rex? Give me a break. Not a game-changing situation there. Cody Rhodes, not a game-changer. So TNA, even with all the fucking signings and the lack of paying their wrestlers on time, it's nothing but a Band-Aid. It's nothing but getting them by week to week to week. They're generating interest here and there, you know, like you're taking a fucking salt and pepper shaker and you're spicing up your fucking chicken on top of the stovetop. It's nothing, man. It's nothing. It adds some flavor, but ultimately, it's still gonna end up fucking dry as fuck. That's the way I see TNA. So Dixie Carter, you gotta get the deal done. For the most part, get the fucking deal done and get your television tapings and your pay-per-view out of the way. Give some fucking relief to your roster. Have them go and have some fun for Bound for Glory, your biggest pay-per-view, and then take it from there, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what else to say about this. It seems to me like Dixie Carter's trying to fucking ultimately kill TNA. And if she's that fucking retarded, it is a sad situation. It really is. So, I don't know what else to say about this. According to Dave Meltzer, Dixie Carter is mishandling the entire deal. WWE is no longer in the running to buy it. Like I said, I was hoping, a small sliver of hope, that WWE would buy TNA. But according to this, they are no longer in the running. I even thought that this was like a fucking publicity stunt. You know? Waiting until the last fucking hour. And this is getting TNA's name out there in the wrestling business. And they're driving up fucking hype for Bound for Glory. Will Bound for Glory happen? They're driving this to the last hour. You know? There's no doubt in my mind that everybody was probably thinking this was one huge publicity stunt. You know? That this is one big fucking ruse. A big ploy. So who the fuck knows what's going on? It still may end up being that. I don't know, man. I can't see them being this fucking stupid. Honestly. But WWE is no longer buying TNA, so everybody can pretty much squash that rumor. It's either going to go to Arrow Lux, it's either going to go to Billy Corgan, some other unknown fucking entity who comes out of nowhere and buys TNA. I don't know. Either way you look at it, for the company's sake, as a wrestling community, as wrestling fans, I hope that a deal is done. The men and women who work there get to work Bound for Glory and have, you know, a job that they can go back to. Because right now, none of them are probably feeling good at all. So, that is the latest on TNA. Let me know what you guys are thinking about that. Speaking of being way down in the dumps, NXT viewership is falling way down, according to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter. When the draft called up a big chunk of the NXT locker room, there was a great deal of concern about how the developmental brand would do without many of its biggest stars. Not well seems to be the answer, according to this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter. Viewership of NXT on the WWE Network has gone way down. That's to be expected with many NXT's biggest stars now playing major parts in the main roster. Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Bayley, Enzo and Cass, American Alpha, all have moved up in the past year, and NXT's weekly programming has struggled to fill the gaps. NXT still has major draws like Shinsuke Nakamura, Samoa Joe, Asuka, Bobby Roode, but their homegrown talent hasn't yet stepped up to fill the void left by so many major departures. This is a list of the top 10 on-demand programs this week on WWE Network. Clash of Champions. Right along with Michael Cole, JBL, and Byron Saxton. Plus that episode also had Ric Flair and Charlotte. I would rather fucking jump from a speeding vehicle than ride along with JBL. Give me a break. Clash of Champions pre-show. Table for 3 with... you might as well fucking name this Get Off My TV Table for 3. Big Show, Kane, and Mark Henry. Are you fucking kidding me? Big Show, Kane, and Mark Henry. Table for 3. Get Off My TV. There you go. JBL interviews Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. That's actually interesting. I should watch that tonight before I lay down and go to sleep. Clash of Champions in the German language. Backlash. Right along with Enzo and Cass and the Dudleys. NXT, right along with Styles, Anderson, and Gallows, and Jericho and Henry. NXT was by far the best weekly program WWE put on for a lengthy period of time, and its takeover specials are still amongst the company's best shows. Hopefully the brand can recapture its former glory soon. I think everybody's jumping the gun here. I mean, the way I look at it, I mean, seriously, when you have, and this is the best way I can describe this, when you have a baseball team, because I'm a huge baseball guy, the Braves played like a fucking beast. They played like beasts at the end of the year, man. It has me hoping for great things in 2017 as they move into their new stadium. But it's like a baseball team, man. The Atlanta Braves pretty much traded off everybody. And they were in the hunt year after year after year after year for either the East, the NL East, and the wild card. And they were never fully built for the playoffs. Seemingly, they always went the season, and they did great. And when they come to the playoffs, it seems like they break down. And the Atlanta Braves, you know, obviously they fired Freddie Gonzalez. They fired the coaching staff. Frank Wren got fired, their general manager. They got, you know, their fucking director of operations. He got fired. And it's now in rebuilding mode. They pretty much sold the contracts of everybody. They traded everybody. They traded Craig Kimbrell, which fucking broke my heart. Now he's on the Boston Red Sox, and he ain't doing too well over there. He was hurt. Kimbrell was the best fucking closer in all of baseball. all of baseball when he was a Brave. There was nobody even close to him. They traded everybody away. You know, the only remaining Brave right now is Freddie Freeman. They traded everybody, and it's nothing but homegrown talent. But what I'm trying to get at here is when a team trades everybody away and they go into rebuilding mode, you bring up AAA rookies, you give the young studs a chance to shine on a major league level, and that's exactly what NXT is doing, man. There's a lot of people in NXT that, quite frankly, don't even belong in NXT. I mean, you look at NXT, everybody on NXT belongs on the main roster. Finn Balor belonged, Enzo and Cass belonged, you had American Alpha, they belonged, Bayley belonged, right? Sami Zayn belonged, Kevin Owens belonged. Before these guys even stepped foot in NXT, they all belonged on either Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. And the only reason why they go to NXT is to learn the WWE way, to learn the way the shows work, camera angles, lighting, entrances, this and that. They learn the WWE way of television. And that's exactly what they learn when they're down at NXT. And it doesn't take fucking 3 years to learn the WWE way. You learn it in 6 months, you know? After that, the max you should be down at NXT is a year. And the reason why WWE kept a lot of these guys down at NXT is because it was so fucking hot, and it was the best thing in the fucking United States as far as an independent promotion goes. WWE is by no means an independent promotion, but with NXT, they pretty much have an independent-like promotion under their mainstream banner. And they're pretty much putting to shame all the independent promotions across the United States. They wanted to have a stake in the independent scene. They wanted to pretty much stake to claim that, listen, you know, if you want to go to Ring of Honor, if you want to go to New Japan, if you want to go to fucking Lucha Underground, TNA, fuck that, man. We got the NXT Performance Center, we got Full Sail University, we got what you need here to become a WWE superstar right here at Full Sail University. NXT is the place to be. They gained so much traction, so much fucking momentum. They were on fire, white hot. Everybody wants to come to NXT, and they kept those people there because it was so fucking hot. Balor, Zayn, Owens, they all stayed for an extended period of time. Now you're seeing it with Nakamura, Joe. Those guys don't belong in NXT. Asuka doesn't belong in NXT. The Revival doesn't belong in NXT. Bobby Roode doesn't belong in NXT, you know? But they are there to learn the WWE way. And it's like a Major League Baseball team. Like I said, it's like a Major League Baseball team, man. They traded away all their top guys, and they still have top guys there. But when you trade away a bulk of what made you special, a lot of people are going to follow them to the main roster. A lot of those people, well, the ratings don't show it, and the audience doesn't show it, but a lot of those fans of those guys are going to follow them to the main roster. Those people might have been the reason why most watch NXT. And they're not really into the Revival and, you know, whoever else they got going on there. You know, in the women's division, there's practically no women's division. It's Asuka and Ember Moon. You know? Not a lot of people know who Ember Moon is. A lot of people don't know who Mandy Rose is and all these other fucking women, you know? It's a difficult situation. They are in a rebuilding period. There's nothing wrong with that. You know? By the end of the year into 2017, look at how many fucking free agents. Depending on if TNA is bought out by WWE, who the fuck knows? You know, they could pluck talent from there, put them in NXT. You know, you got Ring of Honor talent that probably has contracts coming to an end, right? Who's coming? Roderick Strong is pretty much WWE bound, right? Adam Cole, not right now, but eventually, I am sure WWE is going to be looking at him. The Young Bucks, not right now, clowns. WWE is going to be looking at the Young Bucks. You know how many fucking times Kenny Omega's name is coming up as far as WWE's interest? You know, you got Jay Lethal, whose contract's going to be up soon. His contract's up in 2017. No doubt in my mind, WWE's going to be looking at Jay Lethal. You got Ricochet. You got these guys, you know, and whoever else is in Lucha Underground right now that might be a free agent. Triple H is looking at everybody. Right now, WWE is working with what they have. Eric Young's coming in. Sanity's coming in. There's a new stable coming in, led by Eric Young. Bobby Roode is there. Ty Dillinger's on his way up. NXT will be fine. And NXT will be replenished. Trust me, Triple H is not going to let NXT suffer. Triple H will go out there and replenish, and NXT will be fine. Speaking of NXT, this is fucking exciting. I almost got a fucking hard-on reading this at work. Kota Ibushi teams with Hideo Itami for the Dusty Rhodes Memorial Tag Team Classic. Wow. The first set of teams for NXT's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic have been announced, and they include one very surprising pair. We thought we've seen the last of Kota Ibushi in WWE after he was defeated in the semifinals of the Cruiserweight Classic, but it looks like he's getting another big run in NXT alongside his countryman, Hideo Itami. The two will pair up and take on 15 other teams in the Tag Team Classic, named for the late, great Dusty Rhodes. Other teams announced for this tournament include Tag Team Champions Revival, as well as their rivals Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. Bobby Roode and Ty Dillinger announced their partnership on NXT last night. I did a review, if you guys missed that, on Wednesday, bundled together with Lucha Underground. I'll leave you guys a link in the description. If you guys listen to me on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, Audio Boom, and Google Play, it is on my YouTube channel right now, so make sure you guys go and check that out. They have joined forces by the hot properties of Cedric Alexander and Andrade Cien Almas, as well as newcomers Tino Sabatelli and Riddick Moss. Tino Sabatelli, if you guys don't know who he is, he was featured on that Breaking Ground series that aired on the WWE Network, and I'm hearing he's coming along quite nicely. Tino Sabatelli. The tournament is setting up to be an exciting one, and Ibushi's continued involvement with WWE has high hopes that he'll be joining the company in a more permanent capacity. This is fucking great. Look at the potential classics, man, that we can have here. Imagine Kota Ibushi and Hideo Itami versus the Revival in the fucking finals. Kota Ibushi and Hideo Itami versus, you got Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. Can you imagine that? Holy shit, man. The fucking matches that we have the possibility of seeing here. It is unbelievable, man. This is shaping up to be better than last year. It's shaping up to blow away last year's fucking classic. There was a lot of thrown together teams last year, but this, with the names that are announced so far, and you got the Authors of Pain, this is going to be fucking awesome. And there's more teams to be announced. There is more teams to be announced, man. I can't wait to see who else is involved in this. The finals will be taking place at NXT TakeOver Toronto Survivor Series weekend. It's going to be fucking awesome. And finally, guys, we're going to end here. We're going to end this episode of Off the Script here. Chris Jericho leaving WWE after Hell in a Cell. Chris Jericho is currently on one of the best runs of his career. In recent years, he's been good in the ring, but hasn't stayed long enough to complete to pretty much complete a transformation of a character and be a complete performer. This year has been different. It's the longest run Y2J has had on WWE television in years. He's been able to turn heel, have a dream feud with AJ Styles, and countless other matches alongside some hilarious moments that really sum up, what he's been able to do as a heel. And he has just been the best thing on Monday Night Raw, to be quite honest with you. So most weeks he is the best and most hilarious and most entertaining thing on Monday Night Raw. Unfortunately, that run has to come to an end sooner or later because we all know his band, Fozzy, is Jericho's main commitment. He and Rich Ward. Okay, Rich Ward of Stuck Mojo fame. It was only a matter of time before he returned to the band. According to a report from RingsideNews.com, Jericho is expected to finish his run with the WWE after Hell in a Cell in Boston at the end of the month. It's also being reported that he will be involved in the WWE Universal Championship match, which will likely be a triple threat match between him, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins. It doesn't really interest me, but that's where WWE is going with this current storyline. First and foremost, the WWE Universe was just happy earlier this year to see AJ Styles vs. Chris Jericho at least once in our lives. That was a dream match that we not only got to see 4 times, but the last time was on WrestleMania's stage. We got to see Jericho vs. Styles at WrestleMania. That's been good enough. And there's a reason why his run will be remembered as the Gift of Jericho era. During the feud with Styles, he turned heel for the first time in years, which was a breath of fresh air for his on-screen persona. Jericho plays such a great heel, much better than a face. Over the next several months, Jericho feuded and wrestled with A who's who of the current WWE roster include Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Sami Zayn, even Enzo, and Big Cass. If WWE Hell in a Cell is the last time we see Jericho in the WWE for a little while, it will be a shame. Having said that, his work this year has only added to his legacy and given the WWE fans another run to remember as one of the greatest superstars of all time. WrestleMania 33 is around the corner, so Jericho may be back for that. If not, it'll only be a matter of time before we get the gift of Jericho returning to the WWE. This should come as a no surprise to anybody, man. Obviously, Jericho is leaving, and we knew why he would be leaving. Fozzy is about due to get another album out there and start recording. So with him and doing, he's doing his Fozzy thing, and then obviously they got a tour for the record, we might not see Jericho back until summer 2017. So, it's going to be shitty not to see him on Monday Night Raw, and Monday Night Raw can use all the talent that they can get right now. Having Jericho off Monday Night Raw is really going to expose Monday Night Raw even worse, because right now they're not doing anything right. Jericho has been doing everything right as far as he goes, and he's been the most entertaining aspect of Monday Night Raw. You take that away, and that makes Monday Night Raw that much worse. So I don't know how they're going to fill, because Jericho's leaving a huge void. How WWE's going to fill that void when he leaves, man. So after Hell in a Cell, Jericho will be leaving. He will be rumored to be in the Universal Championship match with Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. And then after that, he goes on to Fozzy, get a new album out there, and record that, and get back on the road to tour for the upcoming album. So that is the latest on Chris Jericho. And that is all for Off the Script, guys. Thank you so much for listening to me for part 1 here, episode 137. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. Greatly appreciate it. Please check out everything you guys need down in the description, man. Everything as far as t-shirts, Patreon, the iTunes podcast, Wrestling Amino. If you guys want to follow me on Wrestling Amino, I am now verified on Wrestling Amino. I failed to mention that in the beginning, man. Wrestling Amino. It is free. I'll leave you guys the link to download in the description. Both iTunes and Google Music Store, man, on Android. So make sure you guys follow me. I am verified. You're going to see the blue check mark next to my name, JD from NY. Make sure you guys follow me on there. Please check out that Danger 9 to 5 video, man. I would greatly appreciate if we get at least 300 likes on that video. It barely broke 200 thanks to YouTube's broken sub boxes. So make sure you guys go check that out, man. I'll even post it in the video. There's a little annotation on the top right. Click that exclamation point. It'll be the first thing you see. Make sure you guys go check that out. And I'll be back on Saturday, man. I'll be back with part 2 of Off the Script. Until then, I am JD. Hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment. You guys know the deal. And I'll see you guys right back here for more news and rumors on Off the Script Saturday, part number 2. Until then, I'll talk to you guys later.